rocking with. It's your boy Rocky, that dark skin one. And it's time for us to tap into another episode of NY STEPPAS. You know how my peoples out there doing, man? How my SIGs out there doing, man? Okay, so it's what? It's Sunday/Monday. I know we working. It's around 1 a.m. What we had today in New York, we had the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Definitely want to shout out to all my Puerto Rican viewers. I don't know, every year in Manhattan, New York, they throw this parade in Manhattan. When I was younger, I used to definitely run into that PR parade, go stupid, go dumb. I ain't gonna lie. I remember one year they was wilding out there in that parade where it was a bunch of Latin kings. They started getting drunk. You know, that was the only time I seen that parade not be at its peak. But other than that, I ain't gonna front Puerto Rican Day Parade every year. I was definitely heavy in attendance, you heard. So you know the vibe. Shout out to all my PR viewers that's on the check-in. Definitely would like to announce right after this episode of Keys to the Streets. It's gonna be a fire one. Tune in. Stay tuned in. Y'all know the vibes, you heard. What we got going on. How many of y'all seen that How many of y'all seen the live between 050 and Hassan Campbell? I didn't. I like put it on for a little minute, but I ain't stayed tuned in. I seen a little bit of it. Something about them having paperwork on Hassan, or however that may go. What y'all think, man? Drop it in the comment. Do y'all think Hassan Campbell is? Do y'all think he however you call it, a rat, snitch, a cooperator, a CI, informant? What y'all think about Hassan Campbell, man? I ain't gonna front my thoughts on Hassan Campbell, man. I don't know. I can't call it. I think the way shit going now, I think he'll definitely sit down with those people. I ain't gonna lie. He be doing too much for me, you heard? But that's about it. That's about it. We about to get tuned in into what we came here for, you heard? I know y'all see that title, y'all see that thumbnail. We gonna spin to Brooklyn for this one, you heard? The Flossy, to be exact. For those of y'all that don't know what the Flossy is, that is Canarsie, aka the Floss. You heard? The Floss blew up like for over the last little 10, 15 years. You heard? The Floss blew up. I remember when Canarsie, that's like the nice area of Brooklyn, you heard? But over, the drill wave and even a little bit before that, because you had them being dubbed niggas, Floss been putting on. I ain't even going front, because I know the being dubbed, they was beefing with GS9 for a little minute. And they was beefing with my peoples. I ain't gonna lie. Them BMW, them some Jamaicans. That's like a little Jamaican clique out there in Canarsie. And they was giving it up. I ain't gonna lie. You heard? All right. So when we talking about this stepper right here, right, we got to talk about the leader of the new school. You hear me? So now what I mean about the leader of the new school, after my generation, right, after the Street Fams, the Tikes, the G-Babies, the Charlie Rocks, who else in that little wave right there? Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the names. We ain't even got to get into all of the names, right? So after my generation, right, so everybody in my generation, we either kind of got killed or went to jail, right? And so for a little minute, and I'm going to say around 2009, 2010, a lot of people was off the streets. And so the streets kind of was up for grabs. And this stepper right here, man, he grabbed it. You heard? I'm not even gonna lie. When we talking about stepping, you hear me? I'm talking about 16 years old, 17 years old, stepping, showing older niggas how to step. Y'all know the vibes, man. Let's get into the Jeezy MULA story, man. Hold on. Let's bring that back. Because I can't see that. You hear me? I couldn't see that. But nah, with both parents coming from the West Indies to America to find a better opportunity, one could say going hard was in his blood. After the war on drugs came the war on terror, which made it harder to get cocaine into the U.S. With the pipelines being sold up for states like New York, that's on the East Coast away from the borders, we now paying $45,000 for a brick of cocaine, which was just $17,000. So this drug game inflation caused a lot of hustlers to adapt while some saw other hustles. But if it wasn't for the high prices that changed the game, it was the feds doing their minor sweep up that came when any new president was elected. Hoods that were snatched up by the feds in 2009. 2 fly in a B&B, Cortland, 166, 167, 280. The OGKs in Albany, Edgemere, Hamels, NYC to Suffolk, heroin routes shut down. A $30 million worth of heroin seized in a Bronx the Builder beer case. So with all the big dogs either dead, in jail, or laying low, the streets was wide open. And who else but Jeezy MULA to step up and claim the throne? Let's talk about the swipes, man, the scammers, the Zoe life, right? So after that after the generation, which was my generation, I feel like we was the last generation that was actually selling drugs in the lobby. You understand? Hustling all day on the block just to get it. And I'm not saying niggas everywhere worldwide is not doing that. No, I'm not saying that, because you got a trap everywhere you go. I'm talking about in New York. I don't know about no other state. I'm not even talking about upstate. I'm talking about in New York. New York is a place where you can't be dumb. You can't be dumb. You got to keep up with the times. You got to be smooth. You got to be swift. You got to be on your feet. They changed so much shit in New York, and they kind of got this shit sold up. I'm not going to lie to you. The cops got a camera on every step that you take. If it's not a camera that's on a corner, it's a camera on somebody's building or somebody's house or some business. You understand? Everywhere you go out here, there is a camera. So you are getting locked up. And I feel like 2009, right? This is the year I went to the feds. And this is the year Obama got elected. A lot of people do not know what that means truly. Now, Obama pushed war on terror. When you push war on terror, now you talking about border control. You talking about TSA. You talking about these things. You understand? The places that terrorists would look to exploit. You understand? And so once you got this, once you had the war on drugs and you had the troops now going out there, him stationing the troops out there meant the dope, they eyes on the dope, they burning the dope out there. All the poppy fields and all that, they burning it. You understand? The U.S. is going out there to burn it. You understand? And so now you got that going on with them sewing up all of the border routes. You understand? So now, if you not down there going through the CIA, you down there not getting nothing from out of there. You understand? And this is what Obama represented to the people who knew what the fuck he was coming to do. Everybody wasn't for Obama being, he our first black president, but what he's here to do. And for a lot of people that was in the streets in 2009, there was a big, massive sweep. You understand? It seemed like for his energy to make the office to be the first black president, then they needed to lock up every black person that was doing something wrong in the hood. I promise you. Because we all caught some cases in 2009, right? But Now look. We ain't even gonna forget all that, right? So now you got the older brothers. I'm gonna call us the older brothers. You got us jammed up or in jail, and we laying low. We like, yo, fuck that. I see what's going on. I'm not catching no charge. I'm done. I'm going to get a job. It's over, right? And now this is the return, right? Because now they our little brothers, right? They our little brothers, our little sisters. Now they in the street. And I ain't saying they ain't as tough as we was, but no, you know what I liked about my little sister and them generation is that they cared for big money. When it came down to us, right, our generation, niggas who selling drugs, we starting from an 8-ball and we grinding this shit until we get an ounce, and then we genuinely rise up. But now let's talk about all the niggas that get stuck on an 8-ball. You understand? Them niggas will flip an 8-ball and have something in their pocket, flip another. That shit is crazy. I seen it happen, and niggas be grown, right? And now this generation coming, and now they playing. I say it's the rebirth of the scams, of the check game, whatever you want to call it. This is the rebirth of that. There's nothing new under the sun. I've been heard that. Anything that's been around is coming back around. I promise you that. And so I felt like our little sisters and brothers and them, they bought into this generation. I mean, they bought this energy in of scamming, zoling niggas. You understand? And this in Brooklyn, when it came down to, and it wasn't even an older nigga game. I'm not even gonna lie. It was some older niggas doing shit. But when Jeezy stepped on the scene, nigga, I promise you, he was putting niggas to shame. Son stepping out. Not only is he stepping out, but all right. So you know you got your little tricks and shit. Everybody do tricks, right? So a lot of niggas in the hood is saying this, right? So the young boy like 16 years old, right? So the nigga know they getting a lot of money, so he start marketing himself. He buying chains, real right. This is movement. This is label. He pushing it. And not only is he pushing it, he's investing in it. This nigga is 16, 17 years old, investing in something legit. You understand? So he's taking, no matter where it's coming from, but he still got the formula. He got the formula. I'm going to take from this, invest in that, so I could be free one day. Now, we seen him. We seen him. We seen him go. We seen him go from scamming, niggas talking about this Zoe life. This is the start of the Zoes, you heard? And you got a few names that's in the city. You got a few niggas that could have hit that throne. You got a few niggas that's in his lane. You got Jack Gang Zay, you got TV Baller, you got Harlem Puff, you got Obligated CEO. You got these niggas is really getting to a bag, right? So, and they you know, whatever. They doing whatever, right? And if I look at them, I look at niggas, right? And I'll be like, all right, them niggas is either my age or a little younger than me, right? Like a year or two. And then I look at Jeezy and this nigga was a kid. And this is what niggas fail to realize when it came to Jeezy Moola. This nigga was a kid doing it. You heard? And we gonna get into what I feel that would have made him pop, but we gonna talk about that a little later. Like every other Hefe Tell crew, Jeezy got to the bag and put his team on. It started with Jeezy, but it didn't stay on Jeezy. Once game was good, Jeezy planted his eyes on the music industry. He would take a bag and invest in his music career. He would splurge on a few real right pieces and change, and then he would take his gang on the road to Miami. Out in the 305, Jeezy would get to work. Scamming by day, rapping by night. Jeezy would establish solid relationships with Meek Mill and the Dream Chasers and Trey Songz. But when you're sitting on the throne, you become a target. During the charge period, Real Right was engaged in a violent conflict with members of a rival crew known as the Bread Gang, whose members also operated in Brooklyn. The gang war led to a series of shootings between Real RYTE and Bread Gang, including the murder of Sean Pierre, a Real RYTE member, SDOT. A crime for which Marvin Pippins, a Bread Gang member, was convicted following trial in the Eastern District of New York. Following Pearl Piet's death, the defendant and other members of Real RYTE sought to retaliate against Pippins and other Bread Gang members. On January 3rd, 2017, the defendants learned that a Bread Gang member could be found in Lower Manhattan. And at McBean's direction, Smith waiters and a co-conspirator traveled there to shoot and kill him. However, the defendants mistakenly shot an innocent person they mistook their intended target, seriously injuring the victim before fleeing. The government's case is being handled by the Office Organized Crime and Gang Section. Assistant United States Attorney Garen Marshall. So you see, there you go right there. They was beefing with Bread Gang. And you know, that right there is a couple youngins that's coming up under 5'9" brim, you heard. And this shit really is crazy because Jeezy blood. So that shit fucked a lot of niggas' head up when he started beefing with them niggas. Cause you could see him. I got the picture. You could see him in the picture with text on. So that shit kind of threw niggas off for a little bit, you heard. But yeah, once they started beefing with Bread Gang, it's cause them niggas killed SDOT. Niggas, you know, when SDOT got killed, you know, Jeezy felt that shit. I ain't gonna front. And this is when you see the SDOT killing, it arises in every, if you that nigga in the spotlight, you gonna have a SDOT moment. What I mean, if you that nigga, right, and you claim you that nigga, the streets, God, the energies is gonna make you be about that shit. All that shit that you speaking about, all that shit that you promoting, the energy, the vibration you giving off, it's gonna make you prove yourself. And I feel like that's what happened with Jeezy, right? The SDOT moment came, niggas killed your man. This one of his right-hand mans. It fucks him up. It fucked him up in the head. And so now he like, yo, fuck it. Niggas playing with me. Like, son really was 17 years old buying to protect. You understand? So we gonna put ourselves in the mind of niggas playing, these young niggas playing with this amount of money. And he had his head on right, I promise you. The nigga invested in his own little company and all that. They had their chains, them niggas was shooting videos, he was working, right? So you got his head right. You got his head right. And now, it's not just about the money shit, right, when it comes to the streets. Because everybody wanted to be just about the money, meaning I'm getting money, I'm taking care of myself, my peoples, that's it. Nah, it comes with niggas trying you, niggas being jealous, niggas might don't even know you and be jealous of you. It could be a nigga that they bitch like, yo, you seen this Jeezy MULA post or something, now a nigga hate you for the rest of their life, you heard? And you know, so he had that SDOT moment where you had to step up, and Jeezy stepped up. Son stepped up, and he stepped up, and niggas, they hit the wrong person, they hit an innocent bystander. That shit is happening frequent now, but he still stood, you understand? Just like even when it comes to the cases, because this is how I feel about him, right? I could freestyle. We gonna start freestyling, right? And what I mean, I wrote up a whole show, but I like it better when I freestyle. I ain't looking down at none of that, right? So, son, the streets called him out. He stood on business, right? And now, but he off a little bit. And plus, these niggas is running around zoning everything moving. You understand? So you gonna have a lot of niggas hating. And when you got a lot of niggas hating, you got a lot of niggas looking to kill you, knock you off your throne, or telling you to get you off the fucking throne, you heard? And that could be, and that's what I learned. Being a nigga in the spotlight, that shit is dangerous. Being a nigga that everybody wanna be being like that shit is dangerous. Cause that shit don't come with love. That shit come with a false image of love. You understand? Just because a nigga happy that they meeting you and you this person, that don't mean they ain't going home like, yo, damn, I should have stuck this nigga up. Or I should have got this nigga. You understand? But before Jeezy could retaliate, right? Again, on them bread gang niggas, son got jammed up. Man, this is one of the parts about the Jeezy MULA story that kind of fucked me up, right? Because I was jammed up when Jeezy was doing his thing. I was in the feds doing some that Fed time, right? And so I'm calling home and my little sister letting me know, yo, this is what it is out here, this who doing what. And so when I came home, I seen it for myself. I'm like, oh, boy in position, son doing what he doing, you understand? He doing what he gotta do. And then he gets snatched up, right? He gets snatched up, sit up for a little minute, take his time, come home, and I'm like, all right, boy about to pop right now. Then he gets snatched up again. And now after he gets snatched up this time, they not letting him go. Cause while he's sitting up fighting that case, the feds come and supersede the indictment, snatch him in the feds for the gang war. You understand? This is what they doing. This is what they doing. This is the K-Flock. This is what they doing. You understand? They don't want us to pop. They don't want us to be great. Some niggas could change everything. You understand? The right person in the right situation could change everything for us. But they don't want us there. They don't. And so they set these traps. They set these traps. You understand? They set these traps all over. Some niggas weave them. Some of us grow with the growing pains that we start learning how to weave all of the bumps, right? But then when you young and you get caught up, when you young and you moving how Jeezy was moving, 100,000 here, 100,000 there, 100,000 on the wrist. You understand? They don't like that. I don't care if it is rented. Them niggas don't want to see you doing better than them. And so they gonna get you out the way. You understand? They got him out the way. That's how I feel about the Jeezy thing, right? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. He came home that last time, right? And he dropped that video. And it was like a serious song. That's when he showed him coming home and shit like that. And y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna flip it up and all that. But now when he dropped that song, I'm like, oh, he coming. He coming. Then he got locked up again. And when he got jammed up again, I said, I see what they doing. They not going to let him go. And they ain't let him go. You understand? They did not let him go after that last one. They said, oh, we got you. And now we got you for life. And it's fucked up, right? Because I felt like Jeezy was so blessed that that's all he needed was to stay out long enough for God to change everything for him. Because he had it. He was already in the big money frequency. You understand? Nigga was 16 in the big money frequency. He cut straight, and that's about that generation. They cut all us. We finessing to get our generation, we finessing to get short change. Niggas was finessing to get short change, right? Or selling drugs to get short change. Them niggas want millions. You heard? Okay, most dudes get forgotten while going on a federal vacation, but not Jeezy MULA. While seeing a childhood friend blow up, Jeezy would get behind Pop Smoke and start jacking Woo. This move made the whole Brooklyn take a double take. As of saying, fuck the haters, Jeezy would get a iced out chain that spelled out Woo and 2 more with the names Dottie on them, just to show love for his childhood friend. A lot of people didn't like that. With his own real right member, Todd Billy would take to the internet and air Jeezy out on the CC show. Todd Billy wasn't the only one. Scrap 1090 would post on Instagram that he was the big woo. Many peeped the jab at Jeezy, and before you knew it, Scrap and Jeezy would start taking jabs at each other online, claiming that each of them was the real big woo. The funny part about it was they both was locked up. Jeezy turned out to be one of those rare energies, and one of those energies that can't stay out of jail long enough for God could truly change and put him on a big stage. We lost so many talents to that P-Now system, and Jeezy is definitely one of them. I just prayed that he'll see this video and think about that, because they don't even have to enslave us no more. They made so many tricks, so now we could enslave ourselves. But yeah, man. What I know about this story, man, listen, man, Jeezy, Moola, bro, he still got my vote, bro. We still waiting for him to come home and put Brooklyn on his map and keep going. You heard? Take that shit to another level. But unfortunately, man, once them feds get a hold of you, they don't like to let you go. And so we gonna pray for his outcome. We gonna pray for the outcome and send our support, send some angels to him. You heard? Y'all know who y'all rocking with. Y'all know who y'all vibing with. It's your boy Rocky, and this is Bite. We out of here.